Oh, it's showtime. Monday, boy. Monday. Wow, rough day. Well, there are worse things than Monday. Anyway, I came to a few conclusions over the weekend that if I'm going to create a video for my Kickstarter campaign that's coming up in the middle of July. What I think I'm going to do is I'm a couple of weeks ahead in my preparation of pages for debut. By the way, if you go to blueboybrown.com and I should put I should do that banner. Let me see. Edit this. Show you what you should go to. It'll be not that one, but this one. Yeah. Not that one. On it. Oh, God. Trying to edit it. Dinglings. Okay. Let me see what page. Let's see. Yes, page 75. First one this week. So head over to page 75. 75, 76, 77. I did let 78, 79, 80. Anyway, it's one of those. You'll see it. Things coming along. Let me see. Well, tell you, nothing works anymore. Anyway, this is what I'm working on today. Working on 80, 81, and 82, which finishes chapter 4. Called Back to Work, and the next one will be a bit lighter. Well, maybe it's not that light. It starts out. This is what we did. Finished up on Friday. And this is my Wally Wood homage. Yeah. So now I'm going to work on this thing today. To do that, I'm going to have to get up where I can actually see the dang thing. Boy, I'm getting stuff up for Monday morning. So this is our deputy, our traffic deputy, and we're going to go over to the tone area. You can see, I'll go through what I do. Got the line art right here. This layer. A layer of white underneath it, because underneath all that is my template that I got from the printer. And I got color over this, and it's normal, so I have to put that in multiply. This is in multiply. That's in normal also. I've got to put that in multiply. Then I have my watercolor layer over this. So I have the watercolor texture, and I got my which masks out everything I'm doing. And so now I need to have a total layer over this so that I can create the lightest areas simply by using my dodge tool, which is usually for photographs, but hey. And so here we have, we're just getting to the light portions of the drawing. My coloring will have some pizzazz to it. So what I think I'm going to do is, once I get these done, I'm going to get a couple of weeks ahead. Once I get these 3 pages done, which who knows, I might have them done by Wednesday or Thursday. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on my those 2 things. I'm going to work on the background illustrations for my Kickstarter movie intro. They'll introduce the world to Blue Boy Brown that hasn't seen Blue Boy Brown yet, and they'll see it on Kickstarter. And then I'll also work on adjust the rough animations, probably in Photoshop, because you can do it real easily in Photoshop. It's just a snap. All I do is do it in layers. I used to do that for animated GIFs. You just go from layer to layer and layer, and you just copy the layer, and use copy and paste what you have and change what you want, and then you color it in Photoshop. And you can do that. Oh, it's the coolest thing is that you can do that in Photoshop and then import it into After Effects. And since they're both Adobe, there is a protocol for doing that so that all these layers become frames, and all of a sudden you got yourself a movie. All you have to do is set up the frame rate, and you got some cool movie. And I used to have to do a third-party application to do that when I was doing the animated GIFs back in the 90s. But now Creative Suite, what do they call that thing? Creative Cloud, yeah. It all works together. Super. I dig that. So this kid's cops are giving this guy a hard time. He's from a local newspaper. And they don't even know what the heck's going on yet. So cops were a lot tougher reporters back in 1914, I suppose. Anyway, so Jimmy Olsen was kicked out of there. So. Jimmy Olsen became a photographer. I think I came with the 1977 movie because I've never heard of Jimmy Olsen being a photographer before that. He was just a cub reporter for like 30 years. I like this whole thing here. Just in the background. Here's poor old Clifford being carted away to the morgue. Things didn't work out for him. Probably should have just let Winona and Leroy go at it and get a divorce lawyer or something like that. Bunch of those BBC productions about 19th century English aristocracy. I think the name of it was The Buccaneers. My wife's watching it more than I am. It's not too interesting to me. It's about American women going over to England, thinking that marrying a prince will be a wonderful thing. They found out that marrying a prince is a hard job. That the woman runs the place and the man does nothing. That's because he's the Duke. He's a member of the royal family. He doesn't have to do a dang thing except what he wants to. And the wife, she does everything. Oh well. See, those Disney movies, they really got to those movies. This is before Disney movies. It's those fairy tales about princes and stuff like that. It's not that way. Anyway, everybody's cheating on each other, big time. Oh, that's been going on in the aristocracy of Europe. Age is the go to the Louvre and you walk around and see all types of statues and stuff to Diana, and they're all the huntress, Diana the huntress in Roman mythology, but it's not Diana the huntress. It's Henry II's mistress, Diana, and that's who he's putting all these things up for. And his wife, Catherine de' Medici, had to sit and watch these two cuddle and coo. And, in fact, that's why the Tuileries was built. She built the Tuileries to get away from these two. It's a long corridor until it got burnt down in the 1870 commune. A long corridor that so she could go from one to the other. She did just to get away from these two jerks. So aristocracy never took marriage too seriously. He married for offspring. Catherine had a bunch of kids by Henry II, but he didn't love her. He married her for her money. She was one of the de' Medicis. They had more money than the King of France. So he married her because when you marry somebody in Europe at that time, the woman had to bring a substantial amount of money into the marriage. And so Catherine, of course, had a substantial amount of money. It was not a good deal. There were two de' Medicis that became queens of France. Henry IV's wife, Marie de' Medici, married him, and then he died. She became the regent for her son. His name was probably also Henry. And she's the one who commissioned Rubens to do those 23 paintings of her glorious career. this is prior to Louis XIV. So this would be in the mid-1600s. Yeah, mid-1600s. Probably before 1660, probably the 1640s, 1650s. I've got my notes in front of me. And then, what? 60, 70 years later, her grandson, yes, grandson or great grandson, it's hard to tell, would have been Henry the 14th, and he ruined everything. Ruined everything. Oh well. Those guys had to spend money just to feel like he was alive. I guess there's a lot of people like that. His policies led to the French Revolution. About, 80 years after he died. Bankrupt the treasury of France. It's extravagance. I had more flowers at Versailles than Elton John. Elton John couldn't compete with the number of flowers these guys had. 200,000 flowers. 20,000 trees. Versailles Gardens have 200,000 flowers. Elton John doesn't spend that kind of money on flowers. Dang. Okay. We got it. No connection. What is this? Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I guess we need to think. Ooh. I'll need to open up so page 75. I need to swipe the deputies. Color clothes here. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's usually color clothes. Get rid of that for a second. That's his. He's wearing his jacket, put it over here, colored, and there we get started. I'll probably save this thing. Well, I'm glad I fixed a lot of coffee. I was up till like 12:30 last night reading papers. It's just not much fun. Now that we have to figure out what kind of score you'll give them based upon what I told them what happened if they didn't follow directions. But there, you got to tell them exactly what they did wrong. And, occasionally you get one where you don't have to do anything, but they did everything right. And you just go, good job, A plus, or A. I didn't give that A pluses. Write like Shakespeare, get an A plus. C's and a couple of D's. People not catching on. And that's why you have a bunch of writing assignments. Not just one, you have several. Read them correctly so that it doesn't destroy their lives. That first one. Make sure that first one its weight is much smaller than the rest of the yeah. Let's see. Let me see if I can just I'll do it that way. Okay. Make sure the rest of the essays are weighted heavier than the first one. The first one, nobody knows what they're doing. But you can't let people just slap anything off. You can't let people cut and paste handy on there. It's an epidemic in the world of education. Is people just cut and paste off the internet. Think they can get away with it. I've been dealing with a guy who's been doing this for 30 years. Look at some of this stuff. It's the funniest stuff. Somebody will try that junk on you. And then you, so wait a second, I've read that. I think one time I graded one. It was a cut and paste job. And I wrote it. It's funny. He just wrote it. He says, something you really shouldn't use to a cut and paste where I'm the writer. I'm the guy who wrote this. Oh well. Oh, this guy's going to dark. We'll give him a dark. Yeah, it's real bad for him to plagiarize from the teacher. Never works. Never try it. Don't do this at home. No, it didn't happen this time. It was many years ago. Everything pretty cool. A few kids who need a lot of instruction on writing, but that's the way it is. Nobody's teaching writing. How to do an academic paper. Somebody's catching on. So you have to teach them as if they've never been instructed in any way about this kind of stuff. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to give this boy he's just going to be wearing brown. Get that out of the way. Get all that out. Let's see. Let's make it 35 pound. That's better. So brown will do that. Okay. He's just wearing brown all over the place. So I was up so damn late. Dang, I get to bed till like 1:30. So I'll do my best today. Try to get good sleep, nice sleep. Oh, I got a long class. Yes, we can go back to teaching face to face. Classes won't be nearly as populated as they are regularly because we'll do social distancing. which means you have small classes. That'll be wild. Probably have to open up extra classes. I think I can go that soon enough. How will they handle that? How will they handle the social distancing and the small sizes of classes that are part of social distancing? You can't have a large class and then put them in the regular classroom sitting next to each other and call it social distancing. So you have to make small class sizes and then make sure everybody sits, far apart. Stagger each row. And so that'll be interesting. See how we handle that. Because if you got the same amount of people going to school, and I had a large online class. How do you handle that? Oh, that'll be interesting. So we got that, and so let me see if I add make that to 45, and I think I'll do it. Okay, it's got a slightly different color. Trousers on. I was watching Batman, the Adam West, Burt Ward version, yesterday on the local channel. And Tallulah Bankhead was in it as the Black Widow. It's like maybe a year before she died. And I realized, because I went over to Wikipedia and I looked at her biography, I realized she died during the Hong Kong flu epidemic. She got the flu, died from the Hong Kong flu. She died from pneumonia, emphysema, double pneumonia, emphysema, and complications from the flu. She led a very, very fast life. This woman was doing cocaine back in the 20s, the 1920s. She came from a well-connected Alabama political family. Her father was Speaker of the House of Representatives back in the 20s. No, late 40s. I think it was late 40s. So, no, I don't know. He was Speaker of the House for like a couple of years. Still, Speaker of the House. It's the third in line to the presidency. That's not chicken feed. So, unlike her Alabama Democrat family, she was a civil rights advocate. She believed in equal rights for minorities. So, her. Back then, was it? Oh, no. This is the time of the Dixiecrats. So her father must have been a Dixiecrat. A little bit different than Franklin Delano Roosevelt's Democrats. Politics back then was pretty wild. It's not like it's not wild now. But I'm not a politician. I just be a cartoonist. I'm everybody. No matter what you do, you're a politician, you're going to screw up somehow. That is just the way it is. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, something's going to screw up. Something's going to screw up. Nothing you can do about it. It's just, it's life. Oh, it's when you're a teacher. All you have to do is teach kids what you're supposed to be teaching and instill within them a few skills that'll help them along the way. I do a couple of things. I teach them ethics, very simple ethics, but it's common sense ethics, because art can be used for some pretty squirrely things, and has been used for some pretty squirrely things. All you have to do is go look at the futurists and then think of El Duce and I think of Mussolini, and you got it. You got major problems. And basically, it started with the futurists, morphed into political fascism. If art can do that, you're going to have some kind of system of ethics to insulate yourself from it. So that's a big deal for me. Then I teach them how to study, because nobody knows how to study anymore. No one. If you're really, really bright, well, you probably formulate a study system similar to the one that I teach. But if you're not, if you haven't been given any of the advantages of life, you probably don't understand how learning occurs. And so I teach them how to do that. Not that anybody ever has listened to me. I don't think anybody's ever listened to me. When I did it, I went from being a fairly average student, because nobody ever taught me how to study, being a straight A student the rest of my life, making grades of 95% on all my tests for the rest of my life, 95 and above. That's the simplest thing in the world. But it took me it didn't take long, because this biology teacher taught me. And he taught me how to use my brain the way it's constructed. That the brain is connected to the sense organs, and that's how you get information in your head. And if you use as many of your sense organs as you possibly can, the information will be housed in more than just one part of your brain. Makes sense when you think about it. And then when you go looking for it, it's in more than one place, and all you have to do is find that information that's housed in one of those parts of your brain that actually works. Not everybody's brain is organized the same way. I'm kind of a visual learner, so I devised a way to create. Well, look at that. No, yeah, I did. Okay, I'll fix that. I devised a way to learn visually and connect it to reading and text, stuff like that. And it worked. The guy who taught me, I think he was real. He was a real curmudgeon. Wouldn't even talk to anybody. I think it's because he'd been saying this for years. Nobody ever paid attention to him. I did by the time I tried to thank him, and he wouldn't even talk to me. Probably disgusted with the whole process. Nobody ever listens to me. I think his teaching assistant let him in on it, but by the time he's just blown. He's I don't give a crap. But he's a good teacher, awfully good teacher. I guess I'll make this guy's hair. I'll make him into Jimmy Olsen or something like that. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you see. I'll give this guy. Brown shoes. And then I forgot to color this guy's face. He's pinkish too. Uh, okay. So I had sort of a orangish. Oh yeah, I'll steal some colors. See if I can pull that off. Be super careful with that edge. Let's bring it like this. Bug, 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 bug. So I guess I drew this over my old drawing on Friday, which I didn't think too much of. I'm still getting static stuff. I hear the new iMac is going to be outrageously improved over anything that had come before. They're really going to kind of deal with the video capabilities of the sluggish streaming that people complain about from Macs as opposed to PCs, because PCs are really just come to streaming. They're just basically Xboxes. Xbox, I guess they made them. They eventually designed them so you can stream real well. Macs, I think, I don't know. Must have been geared towards desktop publishing, Photoshop, and stuff like that. Do lots of cool things with Macs, but it appears that streaming isn't one of them. As you can tell, I get this choppy stuff from my MacBook Pro. Even though it's a really nice little computer, and I've got a second display that I'm using. I have the I have a second display that I use for all my Photoshop work and anything that demands that I get a big screen. I've got this 26-inch monitor over here, which is more than good enough. I have a 32-inch monitor a few feet away, but I'm not going to use that. I could. It's a thought. Probably be even more difficult for the video card to deal with a 32-inch monitor. That's just me. Let's try this. Just experimenting now. Well, whoever gave me the thumbs up, I appreciate it. Always put a comment in there too. Make sure you like Boy Brown Comics page over at on Facebook and on YouTube. And visit the comic book itself. Read the whole thing. It develops into something. It really worked my tail off on developing a story structure that has a lot going on in it that has like currents in a river. We have certain channels that submerge. Yeah, it's more like in the ocean where the Gulf Stream submerges for a while and then reappears. That's the way stories should be. Should lay the foundations for something going on in an earlier part of the book. Then when it comes up, you'll know what you're doing. That becomes much more textured variables going on in it, and makes it a whole lot more interesting to read. First, you got to read it, you guys. which I think will come. You know, I've only been doing this for 6 months, and the competition is fierce. There's all types of vampire stories out there. Vampire stories, and The Walking Dead, and everything. That's the big thing these days. And I absolutely, well, it's just not my thing. You know? I'm much more interested on the interaction between human beings and what the heck is going on. Placed in a historical context, make it make sense. Usually just about ordinary folks. But an awful lot of extraordinary things happen to ordinary folks. And I have to admit, I am extremely influenced by Raymond Carver. I absolutely adore Raymond Carver. He writes about stuff that nobody would think of, and then he makes it so incredibly, so much texture going on, so much depth of meaning in the simplest dumb things that you wouldn't even think of twice, yet he turns it into something artistic, really deep. Poor guy died of cancer, I think, or something like that back in the 90s. He was really young, I think he was only in his 50s. Wish he'd lived longer. I suspect he was a heavy drinker for a long time. A lot of his stories are about recovering from alcoholism. Anybody went to college during the 60s and 70s knows a few things about beer. And the key, I think, is to stop. Don't do that. Once you get out of college, just forget about it. You can have your excesses in college or anything like that. There's nothing you can do about it. People can do it. You're young, it's the first time you've ever been free, you know, you can do all types of stuff. But stop. Stop. That was what I did. I was going to college in the 70s. I know what was going on. But I just said, I ain't doing this no more. Teetotaler down. I occasionally have a glass of wine. I've had a bottle of wine in the pantry for 6 months. And I just keep saying, well, maybe I'll drink it. Maybe I'll drink it. Maybe I'll have some. Maybe have it with a pizza or something like that. I still get around to it. Just don't get around to it. Just forget. I keep forgetting it. Well, you know, it's time to give wine to chairman of your department or something like that, and you get out the wine that you were saving for yourself, and you give it to somebody who's done you a good turn. And you still buy another bottle of wine. Maybe you'll even drink that. I don't know. Probably not. what is the... Yeah, I guess I could... Marty must have seen somebody he thinks should be rubbing his belly. What do you think you're doing? Not rubbing my belly. Yep, that's it. He's one of the belly rubber guys. If you don't rub my belly, you are in violation of an ordinance. You should be over here doing due diligence. You should be doing what you're supposed to be doing. Let's change that a bit. I do like that. Let's see if that works. That's working against this. Marty had his way, there'd be a fine for not rubbing his belly. He'd have to get a ticket. You'd have to go in front of a judge and explain the whole thing. That's my boy. Now let's get all this done. I can leave my shadows in. It shouldn't take too long. They'll probably get this whole thing done today. And I'll do parts of the next page. And Wednesday I'll probably finish up that page and then work on page 82, which is a real my favorite pages I've done. Really looks nice. And then I'll finish with chapter 4, which if all my stretch goals are met in my Kickstarter campaign, that would be the end of the first issue, not the first book, but the first issue. I think I can at least get out a 28-page comic with covers. Get that at least out. And if I got real successful, I just keep on adding pages. I just have to wait and see what happens. I haven't done a Kickstarter campaign before, so this will be my first one. See what happens. So I'm waiting until after my classes are over. I hear that running a Kickstarter campaign is a real. You just have to work your tail off to get it to go. Just working your tail off. Shouldn't be a problem with that. That's getting there. Okay, now we gotta have some good old gray. True gray. Cannot have any black in it. Okay, so that's what's going to be the color of those trees back there. Increase the size of my brush. Okay, let's start down. Darken this a tiny bit. I'll let some black there. That right there. Has to put this here. Okay. So now little Clifford to look too healthy here. Even though he's got Caucasian fleshy features, they can't be too healthy looking. So these guys have to be a little more pinkish. Good. There's a contrast between the two. Ah. Cool, I got my first visitor today from Serbia. My webcomics. I guess this guy be wearing khaki. Well, I'm gonna might as well color this guy's face. Woohoo! Da-da-da-da-da-da. Maybe I should slightly change this, guys. Skin color's not exactly like this one. Okay, back up here. Okay, we're just gonna get this guy khaki pants. Here. Yeah, like that. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay. Khaki pants. Okay, see what that looks like. That should be the color over there. Yeah, I think this color would be more likely to be over there. Keep it away from that blue up there. Sure, I don't know. Layer that's reserved for finer things. Yeah, I think that works a little better. I'm going to take a tiny break.
Mommy's gonna put your spray on today. Brush your teeth. I'm gonna put your spray on today and brush your teeth. And we're gonna make
It's around my head here. Put the microphone a little closer. I don't know how my audio is right now. I guess I can listen to it later. Some of that down there. I wonder if I should soften some of that up. It's a little too noisy. La 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 la. Okay. What's that all about? Huh. I don't remember doing that. Oh, it's because I'm on the tone level. I'm a dork. There. Color level, it'll work a little bit better. Okay. There. I just wanted to quiet that down a bit. Okay. And this will probably just be a gray. This is sort of one of those just bridging pages. Get you from one part of the story to the next. Doodle-loo-loo-loo. Bugga 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 boo. Okay. Now, what kind of blanket we got over this guy? Probably just another gray blanket. Make it a darker blanket. I guess it could be. Well, don't want black in there. So if we put it as, let's say, 75, 75, 75. That's a weird color. How about we put 65 there? Nope. Then put 65 there. Eh. make it a green army blanket. Doo-doo-doo-dee-dee-dee. Okay, so, well, I got a few little things to do here. Maybe, gotta play around with that, guys. They color this guy's pants, just lighter value of that. Okay. And then, well, yeah, it's the wrong color for that. Should be more like in that range, because that is the color we associate with the killer. Yep, the killer. So we just move this, take out the black and just make this into his jacket color. I'll get this guy a different colored shirt. And maybe, probably down here. That'd be a good idea. To draw in some suspenders. Because it looks squirrely that he doesn't have any corresponding suspenders. So get rid of that right there. That, and we'll make those, just make those suspenders black. I got this right? Nope, I don't. Okay. And then the background is just going to be a nondescript gray. Or well, it can't be those. Could be that. Let's try that. A little larger. Well, I can't make it too close to the color of that. Let's see. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I can always change it. Boop, 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 boop. And it's over here. And it's over here. That over there. Okay. Oh, what do we got here so far? Okay, looking like a regular page. So I don't have much more to go. We'll give this background a slightly bluish thing going on. Yep. I probably should enlarge the I have to get careful because this guy's nose is colored on the same layer. So, but if I do not bring the pin up, if I don't just keep constant pressure, I should be able to get a nice little okay. What the heck's that? And then, and then just go into it with a little eraser. A little bit rid of these little overlaps. Not too much of them. His beard here. That didn't work. What'd I do there? Huh. Huh? Oh. Wow. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Okay, I get rid of this. There. And what color coat did I have on? So open up open up 72. See what's on 72. See if I got this guy's coat color. Nope. Rid of that. So it'd be like in the more like well, it was 70. It'd be like in the 60s. That means I have to open up this stuff. Do it. Over here. Let's see. Let's see what that is. Page 69. Let's see if that has this guy's. Nope, that'd be 68. 68. Come on, 68, do it. We'll open it up and see what it looks like. Go ahead. These digital things are so insolent. It's only 86 megabytes. Come on. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay. That's the color I had on the Foreman. The new Foreman's clothes. That's the color I'll give him. Boop-a-da-boop. Boy, if I'd opted like some of my compadres just to make this a black and white comic, I'd have been finished with this thing by now. Be all over. But I wanted to play around with color. You gotta do something Gotta push it as far as you think it can go. At the beginning of the comic, I did have ideas of just making this a sepia colored comic. Wouldn't have too much in the way of color. But for some reason, I decided against that. There's 68. Boy. Okay. Yeah, I didn't give the guy too much, so I can give him a brown colored undershirt. And then this guy, I'll be wearing blue. He's got a blue serge suit on. So I've been doing this an hour and 40 minutes. Feels like I've been doing it for 4 hours. Tell you, stay up late and grading papers takes a lot out of you. So I could. Let's get these shadows in. I might be able to start on the next page, which I should open up and show you guys. Maybe people stick around. I just saw a guy come in and they just leave. I sometimes do that. Even when I'm watching somebody as good as Jason Brubaker, I sometimes just, pop in, pop out. You can always go look at it again. Okay, so now we use that color for this background, which is a little different than that color next to it. I'm kind of committed to a complex color scheme that mimics mimics comics as you would have seen the coloring in the 50s and the 60s, which is when I was heavily into comics, especially the 60s. My mother used to go to the chiropractor. Not that I would suggest you do that, but she had back problems from a car wreck. And Barney, what you want? What you want, boy? Barney, what's going on? Oh, you want to get over there? What? You hear thunder in the background? He comes and wants to hide under the computer table. I have to block him. You have better hearing than I do. Anyway, while she was getting her vertebra all grinded up, I'd be in the waiting room reading Gil Kane, Green Lantern, Gil Kane, and Frank Giosilla. I believe it was Frank Giosilla was his inker. And Justice League, Mike Sikowski, who had a quirky drawing style, but somehow I dug it. He I think in a way he was a follower of Alex Toth's, because Toth would, his poses would sometimes be a little bit like Sikowski's, but Toth was a superior draftsman. He was superior to everybody. He could draw better than anybody. So I think I got my base colors in. I start working on shadows. So colors were quirky back then, but I dug them a lot. We'll get a few little problems here. This should extend to that right there. And that right there. Okay. Then I like to do a cooler. Oh, that's not cool. Cooler shadow color. So do that. Here's my shadow. Yep. Well, it okay, needs to be pinned down, pinned down, pinned down. Yeah, maybe that dark. Okay, better. I'm not sure that works. Okay. Let's bring it up here. Now let's see whether or not that works. I'll get it on dark, and that's probably why it's squirrely. There, that's better. Still should be. Okay. I'll give this guy the once over. No, no, no. And there's a shadow back here. This old boy is casting a shadow also. And we should put some shadows in here. No, 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 no. And here also. Okay. Now what color whiskers did I give Charlie Brink? Okay. White whiskers. Why did I do that? Dang. I have to change all that. Let me look at page. This is page 68. Let me look at page. I have page 69 up. Let me see. I didn't. Page 69. Page 69. What's that look like? Open up, man. It's like these previews take forever. Why mess with it? That's not it. Dad, give it. Well, it'd be 68 then. Page 68. P-O-6-8. Might as well open up. Never preview. Well, is it open? At page 68? All right, did 68. 67. Dang, I'm stupid. Well, this will be easy to open up. Come on, open up. Dang. Told you open up. There. I'm going to give this guy some darker whiskers. I'll change the other ones. And I don't want to look too much like Grandpa. You can veer off into looking like other characters you've done, so you don't want to confuse people too much. I'll go back and fix that other page too. It's always more work to do. When you don't add black to your colors, they seem to work together, even if they're a weird color combination. Black has a tendency to screw everything. So if you add black to your pure colors, it'll deaden things up so they don't interact with each other, a la Joseph Albers' color theories. But if you take the black out of them, they all seem to work together in some way. And after this, I can stick some. So this guy over here on the left, he's the owner of the lumber camp, so he can have white hair. He's earned it. Give him okay. Now back to what was it? 24, 34, 22. Guess we can bring it over here. Take out black and see what we get in the shadow areas. Okay. Looks like it'll be all right. Oh, that came in real quick. So now I lost my pinpoint. All right, boy. There you are. That'll come back a few seconds. I hope. How about in the meantime, I save this thing in case something horrible happens. Yeah. Saving is also awful good thing to do. a story with a complex set of subplots is hard work. Okay. So I've almost got a major subplot constructed here that'll serve me well for the rest of the book. Took a lot of work. There's gonna be daggum subplots on my graph. Gotta keep track of them. Bang. Fix that a little bit. Okay. What do I got here? Well, I could increase the intensity of some of that shadow down here. Separate this area for the background a little bit better. crevices here and there just to add some accents. Doesn't have to be much. Like this. Yes, I'm not saying anything. Color. Little thing bothers me. Right there. Fix that. Okay, put on the screen. So that's about as good as this page is going to get. Did I save it? Yep. Next page, 81. Recent 81. Okay. So that was. Oh man. That's not what I wanted. Boy. That's not what I wanted, boys and girls. Can't undo. What are you talking about? Wish I could undo that. Undo place embedded. Yeah, bet. Jerks. All I wanted to do was to pair these two. You out of the way. No. Stop it. Okay. Just mess around with the. Okay, here. There. So mess around with the one. Oh, I kind of messed that one up. That. I don't know. so it doesn't. Too dumb. Got that fixed up, and before I leave, I might as well do the tones in the next page, which will finish up the week, and then I'll start trying to work on my Kickstarter animation. Okay. Well, at least didn't fall asleep this time. I was feeling poorly one day, and I fell asleep during this live stream. Just conked out. Woke up a few seconds later saying, "What?" That was a real high point. Oh boy, oh boy. If this whole 9-book thing, it's going to probably take me 15 years to get it done. That means I'll be 82 when this thing's finished. Man, we'll see if I have to hire some help towards the end, especially coloring and everything like that. I may actually, well, it depends on if the dang thing ever takes off. If it ever takes off, maybe I'll get some freelance help. You never know. Right now, I'm young enough, I can handle it. I have a few days where I feel kind of poor, but that's not bad. Get to be in your late 70s, early 80s, you might need a little bit of help. Hey, be happy if you can draw the dang thing. But I have this kind of pretty good system already set up, which I draw a real small layout in a real small layout in a book this size. And that page we just saw there is only this size. So even if I was an old geezer, I could draw that size. I could do that. And then just blow them up, and I can draw that. I can draw that big, even if I was in a nursing home, which I don't plan on doing. Anyway, so, woo. Sarah, where are we? We are back. I think this is enough for me today. I think I need to take care of business. Get this done by the end of the week so that I'm a couple of weeks ahead. I could take a week to really get the animation laid out. And so I can hopefully help get my Kickstarter thing going on. And we'll see whether or not that works out. It'll all be up to you out there, whether or not it works. Okay? So I'll be back tomorrow. Short day tomorrow because I have to teach. So it's 2 hours and 30 minutes, good enough. Be an hour and 20 minutes tomorrow, and then 3 hours on Wednesday. Try to get this whole thing wrapped up so that I can start working on the animation. Where's my banners? There's Blue Boy Brown. And if you're looking at this thing, you're seeing a whole lot of links at the bottom below all the video. So go check out one of those. You can support this endeavor and get all types of free goodies by becoming a Patreon subscriber. So do that. If you would. Boy. So I will see you tomorrow. You all take care.